Discipline will change your life, not motivation, not inspiration, not talent. Discipline will change your life. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Welcome to the Motivation Game. Subscribe and start building discipline. Discipline. Motivation feels powerful. It makes you feel unstoppable. It makes you feel like this time will be different. But motivation is emotional, and emotions change. One day you feel ready to conquer the world. The next day you feel tired, distracted, uncertain. And that is why motivation alone will never build the life you want, because the days that matter most are the days you don't feel like it. The days you don't feel inspired, the days you don't feel confident, the days you don't feel strong. That is where discipline begins. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. It is choosing long-term success over short-term comfort. It is choosing effort over ease. It is choosing growth over pleasure. And that choice is rarely comfortable. Most people wait to feel ready. They wait to feel confident. They wait to feel motivated. But winners act before they feel ready. They move before they feel confident. They build before they feel inspired. Because they understand something powerful. You don't need to feel good to act. You need to act to feel good. Action creates confidence. Action creates clarity. Action creates progress. And progress creates belief. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about showing up. Again, and again, and again, even when it's boring. Even when it's repetitive. Even when nobody is watching. Because success is built in silence. It is built in early mornings. It is built in late nights. It is built in the small daily habits no one applauds. No one sees the workout you did at 6 a.m. No one sees the pages you read. No one sees the hours you practiced. But one day, they will see the results, and they will call you talented. They will call you lucky. They will say you were gifted. They will never see the discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, dreams stay dreams. Plans stay plans. Goals stay ideas. With it, everything changes. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can do in a year. One disciplined year can transform your entire life. One disciplined year can change your body, your income, your mindset, your confidence, your future. But most people never experience that year because they quit too early. They stop when it gets hard. They stop when progress slows down. They stop when results don't show immediately. But discipline means continuing anyway. Continuing when you're tired. Continuing when you're bored. Continuing when you doubt yourself. Because discipline is not about emotion. It is about commitment. You don't need a perfect routine. You don't need the perfect plan. You need consistency. You need to win today. Win the morning. Win the hour. Win the decision in front of you. Because discipline is built in moments. Small moments. Moments when you choose not to scroll. Moments when you choose to work. Moments when you choose to train. Moments when you choose to focus. Those moments feel small, but they compound. Just like interest. Just like habits. Just like success. Every disciplined choice builds strength. Every undisciplined choice builds weakness. And over time, the gap becomes massive. The gap between average and exceptional is not talent. It is consistency. It is the willingness to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline gives you freedom. Freedom from regret. freedom from guilt, freedom from wasted potential. When you are disciplined, you trust yourself. When you say you will do something, you do it, and that builds confidence. Real confidence. Not fake motivation, not hype, but quiet belief. The belief that no matter what happens, you will show up, you will adapt, you will continue. Discipline makes you dangerous because you stop relying on feelings. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You understand that perfect conditions never come. There will always be distractions. There will always be stress. There will always be uncertainty. Discipline is choosing to move forward anyway. The truth is harsh. Nobody is going to force you to build your dream life. Nobody is going to drag you to success. Nobody is going to push you every day. You either push yourself or you stay where you are. And staying where you are might feel safe, but it slowly kills ambition. It slowly kills confidence. It slowly kills dreams. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You need to change your standards. Raise your standards for yourself. Raise your standards for your habits. Raise your standards for how you use your time. If you say you want more, you must demand more from yourself. That is discipline. Discipline is self-respect in action. It is proving to yourself that your goals matter, that your future matters, that your potential matters. Every time you keep your word to yourself, you grow stronger. Every time you break it, you grow weaker. And over time, those choices define your identity. You become the person you repeatedly act like. If you repeatedly choose comfort, you become comfortable. If you repeatedly choose discipline, you become powerful. Powerful not because you are loud, but because you are consistent. Powerful because you can rely on yourself. Powerful because you don't need motivation. You have structure, you have routine, you have standards, and standards create success. Imagine where you would be in 1 year. If you were disciplined every single day. Not perfect, just disciplined. 1 year of waking up on time. 1 year of working on your goals. 1 year of choosing growth over comfort. Your life would look completely different. The version of you that exists 1 year from now is being built today, right now, in this moment, through the decisions you make. Most people misunderstand discipline. They think discipline is punishment. They think discipline is suffering. They think discipline is restriction. But real discipline is freedom. Undisciplined people think they are free. Free to sleep in. Free to scroll all day. Free to avoid hard things. But that freedom comes with a hidden cost. The cost of regret. The cost of wasted potential. The cost of watching life pass by without real progress. Discipline might feel hard in the moment, but regret feels much heavier in the long run. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret lasts for years. Every time you avoid the work, you feel relief for a moment, but later, you feel guilt. Every time you do the work, you feel discomfort for a moment, but later, you feel pride. That is the trade. Discomfort now or regret later. And most people choose comfort now, over and over again, until years pass, and the life they imagined never arrived. Discipline is not about intensity. It is about reliability. You don't need extreme routines. You don't need perfect mornings. You don't need superhuman energy. You need reliability. You need to become the person who does what they say they will do, especially when nobody is watching, especially when it's inconvenient, especially when it's boring, because the boring days are the most important days. The days when nothing exciting happens, the days when progress feels slow, The days when quitting feels easy. Those days separate winners from everyone else. Anyone can work hard when they feel inspired. Anyone can start when they feel excited. Few people continue when the excitement disappears, and excitement always disappears. That is where discipline takes over. Discipline carries you when motivation disappears. Discipline carries you when confidence disappears. Discipline carries you when progress feels invisible. That is why disciplined people succeed more often. Not because they are better, but because they continue longer. Time rewards consistency. Life rewards persistence. And discipline guarantees both. Imagine two people starting at the same point. Same goals, same dreams, same potential. One relies on motivation. The other relies on discipline. After 1 month, they look similar. After 3 months, the disciplined one pulls ahead. After 1 year, the gap becomes obvious. After 5 years, the gap becomes massive. Small daily choices create massive long-term differences. And that is the quiet power of discipline. It works slowly, but it works every single day. Discipline does something even more powerful than creating results. It changes your identity. At first, you force yourself to act. You force yourself to wake up. You force yourself to work. You force yourself to stay consistent. It feels unnatural. It feels uncomfortable. It feels like effort. But slowly, something begins to change. The actions that once felt difficult start to feel normal. The habits that once felt forced start to feel automatic. And one day, without even noticing, you stop saying, "I need to be disciplined," and you start saying, "This is just who I am." That is the moment everything shifts. Because when discipline becomes part of your identity, it stops feeling like effort. It becomes your standard. You no longer negotiate with yourself. You no longer debate whether to show up. You simply show up. That is the real power of discipline. It transforms effort into identity, and identity drives everything you do. So the question is simple. Will you rely on motivation, or will you build discipline? Motivation will inspire you for a day. Discipline will change your life. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Welcome to the Motivation Game. Subscribe and start building discipline.